Alright guys, you already know what time it is. It is 8:30 here on the east and 5:30 p.m. on the west, and we got none other than the Young Dub Shack. We got Young Smoke. You already know what to do. How you doing, Young Smoke?
Man, we West Coast living, man. Palm trees and blue skies out here, man. It's a little hazy today, but we blessed, man.
Hey, first and foremost, I gotta say, just hearing that, I'm jealous, man. We're in Canada, and for some reason, it's still snowing in May, so I don't know what's going on.
I love it, man. I love it.
So I have to ask you, Young Smoke, what made you decide to get into the music industry from the beginning?
Well, I had a lot of great influences as far as, a lot of my brothers, more or less. And, they were signed with Def Jam in 93, 94, whatever the case may be. And I've always been experiencing it since I'm the youngest of the little brothers, so I've always admired the music, and I was passionate about it, and that was my field, the calling of mine, and just ran with it, bro. You know?
So in a way, like the Dub Shack actually inspired you to actually get into the music industry.
Literally, because I remember when I was a youngster, my older brother could come out of Spanish and pick up one of my older brothers with a Def Jam jacket on, and they'd have shows out here, and I was just really influenced by it. And at the time, the West Coast scene was really getting live. You know what I mean? As far as being with Snoop and Warren G and the whole Southern California West Coast vibe. So I got to see it evolve from scratch, from having cassette tape decks and shit, and listen to music before it even got released. Snoop Dogg songs, all that. So I knew it was possible to get into this field, more or less, you know.
So I have to ask before I move off on that topic. When you were actually like in the studio with them when you were younger, like when you actually saw what they were doing, at that moment, is that when you realized, like, look, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to make music.
Yeah, like when I was 12, more or less, I did my first track. But I'm a little younger than my brothers, you know. But I was just taking notes, more or less. So I never was trying to master. So I'm a great student. And I think I mastered my craft very phenomenally. And we're gonna smack them upside the head. We got a lot of projects about to release, and then I'm gonna be working on a solo album just to get more or less show my craft and expose my side of the story, more or less, you know. So we got a lot of shit. We got a lot of shit in the works, more or less, you know.
And that sounds great, man. It really does, because
yeah.
I love hearing that there's new Dub Shack material, man, because that just makes me go like, yes.
Man, we're carrying on the legacy, man. It's G-Funk, man. So we just doing what we're supposed to do, man. We just playing our position in the field, and we're keeping that G-Funk alive for the youngsters and bringing that funk to them and putting a little twist to it, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
And as we already know, you were a member of the Young Dub Shack, which alongside your brother TJ. I have to ask you, what made you guys decide to form the Young Dub Shack?
Well, more or less, we got passed the torch. We had a couple different groups. You know, me and my little partners had the style was down affiliate spin tight lyrics every day. It was an acronym also, and then we had a group I was also in was Trump Tight, you know, and then me and my bros always stuck together. So we rocking together. So we was always Young Dub Shack, but we didn't necessarily run with that name at the time, you know. But I think when we matched our craft a little bit better than we did, we got a little recognition from the big bros and shit. And they're like, man, run with this shit. And so they passed the torch, man, at the time, man. And we just carrying on this marathon, man. You know.
And when I was interviewing your brother Big Smoke there, he was telling me a little bit about how you guys have Young Dub Shack divisions. Cause you have some also in Las Vegas. Can you tell us a bit more about the division type thing, if you can?
It's not necessarily a division or anything. We're brothers, so we stick together. It's just they relocated, but it's Long Beach, San Diego, and all that shit. But they happen to go out that way. But it's a family thing, more or less. It's a family business, more or less. That's how we look at it, and that's how we conduct it. You know.
Hey man, family always sticks together, like they say, man, no matter the distance.
Exactly. Family over everything, man. We rocking and rolling.
And one of my favorite albums that you guys did, in 2015, you guys released the album Life of a Hustler. I have to ask you, what's the inspiration and story behind that amazing record? Because from front to back, the whole album is fire.
Yeah, you know what? All my life I've been hustling, more or less. And I think I dropped the idea or whatever, but the concept, I was like, man, we need to drop an album called Life of a Hustler because we was really out here doing what we're supposed to do, survive and everything else. So it's all facts. And for the album, I think we overwhelmed them, excuse me, because we just gave them so many tracks at one time. So we gave them a lot of stuff to work with. So a lot of the songs is overlooked, not necessarily overlooked, but I think we just overwhelmed them. We should have spoon fed them, you know what I mean? Well, hustle, man, we really hustle, and we really come from the mud as far as being entrepreneurs. I call it being an entrepreneur professional because I've been doing it so long. So we know how to make something out of nothing, man, and keep it positive, and we build bridges over here. So we just been out here really on the grind, on the music tip, everything. We got our hands in the pot. You know, we trying to be successful and do it for the family. You know.
And one of my favorite tracks off Life of a Hustler is "Don't Hate on Me," man. And I have to ask you, what's the inspiration and story behind that song? Because that song has such a rich meaning behind it.
That's deep. You said that. Yeah, actually, well, we got a lot of, we're very well known, so we do have a lot of haters, you know. So it just spoke for itself, man. I think we was in the studio, and one of my partners, he produced for Nick Cannon out here, you know, that Wild 'N Out cat and all that. He's from San Diego, actually, and this is one of like the dopest producers at the time. My boy named Prophet, and we had a pleasure to meet him, and he ran with the ball. We had great chemistry, and so I forgot exactly the concept, how the concept came up, but it was spur of the moment, and it was just organic. It just came off the top, and we was like, well, man, don't hate on me, and then we just rock with it, man, because, you know, with the success or just being known and just doing, making moves a lot of people necessarily aren't having capable of or having opportunity of, so we pretty much ran with that, man. Don't hate on me, man, and it worked out perfect, bro, and it was good little visuals. We dropped the little visuals for it, and we're just building our internet presence up right now, but we got a lot in store and a lot of material, and we're just going to bust the floodgates on them, bro, and there's going to be a lot of magic happening real soon, so we just being patient, bro. It's on God's timing, and we rocking and rolling, bro. We ain't going nowhere, man. Young Dove Shack, that's what it is.
And when you brought up you guys have a lot of sorry, I'm on this whole topic of the hustler thing, but when you guys said you have a lot of haters out there, man, first and foremost, I have to say, how can anybody hate on the young Dove Shack or even the Dove Shack? Because you guys like are literally G-Funk, man. You are what keeping it alive. You know, you can't hate on you guys.
You really can't, man. But you know what? It comes with the territory, bro. Where love is pain. I mean, where love is hate, and where the sun is the moon, bro. It's the yin and yang, the balance of life, bro. So we just speaking it how it is, man, and just bringing topics and different concepts that a lot of people might not speak on. So we just rock it like that. We got a different swagger out here, as far as me and my brothers and stuff. So we just bring what we know to the table and run with it, and just be as original as possible, authentic. And it ain't stopped yet, so we gonna continue to play our position, you know.
And also, 2 years after Life of a Hustler, you guys actually took part in the Cali Completion album. I have to ask you, can you tell us a little bit more about that album and who else was a part of that project?
Yeah, well, I have a great influence on a lot of people, and actually that was one of my good little partners, my boy Slick Nick. He got Conjured Alliance right now, and he was really inspired. You know, I did music. I think he was a teenager at the time, and he was real passionate about it. He wanted to get into engineering and producing, so I introduced him to a lot of different peers of mine because I'm a vocalist, more or less. I'm not on that side of the field, so I introduced him to a lot of people. So he's very a good, solid cat, man, and I looked after him, took him on my wing, and pretty much showed him the ropes. It's one of my great proteges, more or less, man, and he rocked with it. That was his first compilation he came out with, and I was all support for it, and anything he wanted to rock, bro, I was on his team with it, and so we got great chemistry, man. Shout out to Slick Nick, that part.
And if you don't mind me asking, we're on the topic of the Cali album. Is that album still available on the internet for purchase? And if so, like, where can our listeners check that out?
I believe it's all on all digital platforms. That was his first project that my little bros came out with, but I believe it's on all digital platforms. So you can find it on any platform out there.
So everyone's listening, make sure you check that out, because I can tell you for a fact it's one hell of a great record.
Excuse me? Oh, you like that record, huh?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I enjoyed it. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to encourage the listeners to go out there and get it, you know? It might be a few years old, but you gotta cop it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was gonna say, I was very proud of that project, man. My boy put his blood, sweat, and tears in it, man, and he was focused, and it was all organic. It was magic. We had a lot of good chemistry, and the shit just went like it went hand in hand, bro. It was a beautiful thing. I was very proud of my bros, man. He did a great job with that, and we supportive of a lot of our circle. So we rock with a lot of different people, you know.
And also, speaking of great people, you also had the opportunity to work with Sugar Free on his single Now and Later. I have to ask you, how did you guys get connected with Sugar Free?
well, we have a great partner of mine. He's a fucking musical genius. His name is Aja Music, and he happened to know Sugar Free personally very well. And a lot of my peers, as far as my brothers and them, know him too. But we happened to meet him at an early age, and he looked after us since I was like I met him when I was like 20, bro. So we have a great history with it. And yeah, Sugar Free's one of my favorite West Coast underrated rappers. He's phenomenal, great chemistry, and he's just a genius, bro. And it was an honor. It was actually an honor to even have him do stuff with us and just rock with us like that. He rocked with us real tough, and it's a beautiful thing. I call him Uncle Sugar Free, man. Him and DJ Quick is real solid people, man, and I got them a love and respect for those cats, man. West Coast pioneers, man.
Do you think in the near future the Young Dove Shack and Sugar Free will join forces again for some more music?
Oh, that's an inevitable. That's definitely gonna happen, bro. I'm actually gonna get him on some shit real soon, man. You just dropped the jewel on me. I ain't had in contact with him in a minute, but I got ways to get in contact with him. Got this lost on my phone recently. You know, we're keeping it real. But yeah, we gonna make it make sense, man. And we definitely gonna rock some more songs with Sugar Free. We got two songs actually, a couple songs with Sugar Free, man. You know, we got like two or three songs with Sugar Free, man. And he's a good dude, bro. And we got some great chemistry together, man.
And you also have had the opportunity to work with K-Dove as well on his song 10 Gator Tips. That was actually on the Nate Dogg tribute mixtape. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with K-Dove, and what was it like just taking part in like Nate Dogg's tribute mixtape?
Boy, that's a beautiful question, man. It's a beautiful experience, man. He's a branch of the Young Dove Shack also, man, and it was an honor. We got love. He's from Long Beach, you know. That's my bros, little partners and shit, man. And we just made magic, man. He's got that voice. He's got that organic flow, that G-funk vibe, and it just fit to the puzzle, man. He reached out at us, man, and me and my bro Big Smoke, we knocked it down. And it was an honor to be on some tribute for a West Coast legend like Nate Dogg. You dig? So, you know, anything, we move as a unit, man. So it's a beautiful thing, bro. But you talking about the Gator Tips?
Gator Tips, yeah.
Yeah, Gator Tips. Tell them, hey, all y'all check that out there, young world. Check that out. K-Dove, featuring the Young Dove Shack, Gator Tips. It's a phenomenal song, and the song speaks for itself, you know. But yeah, that's how that happened.
And if you don't mind me asking, did you ever have the opportunity to ever meet Nate Dogg at all?
You know what? I've seen him, but I'm not I'll be around so many different stars, whether we're in a green room and backstage at a Snoop Dogg concert or whatever the case may be. But I don't speak with them because I don't stroke people's ego like that. I'm not really on that level, but I'm a fan for sure. But yeah, I definitely my brother got more great experiences with them. They grew up together and everything else. But I'm the young whippersnapper, man. So I was a little younger than them. They would hang out and all that stuff, you know. But when we did get to run across paths, and I finally got to see him in the flesh and all that, it was all love and shit. You know, it was respect. Hey, how you doing? You know, we walk in, chilling in the room. You know, whatever we at, concerts, whatever the case is. But I never really chopped it up with him and tried to do music with him because he was on that star level at the time, and I was still studying my craft more or less, you know?
And I do first and foremost want to say rest in paradise to the late, great Nate Dogg, man. Such a phenomenal individual. Talented dude.
Definitely. Rest in peace to Uncle Nate Dogg, and then my partner Badass also, man, just passed away, man, and that touched us too, man. But shout out to Badass too, man. That's the president of California, man. Solid, man.
You cannot forget about Badass. You cannot forget about Badass. Rest in peace, DPG.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of falling. So we took a lot of losses. We lost like 8 people last year, man. So we still grieving in our own way, and it's hard to swallow, man. But we rocking and rolling, man. We gonna keep the legacy alive, and we gonna push the line while they wait in line, you know.
And also, the Young Dove Shack is also known as the Smoke Brothers. I have to ask you, how did you guys get that name as well? Like, what's the story behind like the Smoke Brothers?
Well, we're well known. Like I said, it's Young Smoke, Big Smoke. So a lot of, I think one of my partners actually, he's like, the Smoke Brothers here, the Smoke Brothers here. I'm like, and everybody knows this is that. So it kept ringing, and I'm like, that shit's pretty catchy, bro. It's pretty much almost reinventing ourselves to an extent for different avenues, and we're just keeping our options open, man. Just studying this shit right, and presentation and marketing is everything, man. So we just networking, man. We just getting it going. But it's still Young Dove Shack, it's Smoke Brothers. We got a lot of different, you know, it's all love.
And also earlier this month, the Young Dove Shack dropped a brand new music video on YouTube called No Time to Waste. I have to ask you, what's the inspiration behind that track, and also what was it like filming that particular music video?
Yeah, that's a funny question. Actually, when we came up with the concept, we was actually waiting on a female vocalist at the studio, and she kept bullshitting or whatever the case was. So I got on the phone. And I called one of my good friends, Harmony, and she's a great vocalist. And so while we were waiting for my homegirl to come to the studio, I'm like, man, we got the production on, we got the beat on, we don't know what concept we're going with. We're waiting for the girl because we're gonna have her do the chorus, and then we just rocked the chorus right there. Like we ain't got no time to waste for nobody. And then when we said no time to waste, it just hit like it was organic. And then actually when we did the video, we had just lost like my nephew, Don Chop, rest in peace, and he's a phenomenal artist too. But yeah, we just lost our nephew, so it was just the song spoke to us, like man. So that was more or less a tribute to the little nephew Don Chop, man. That's in heaven, and yeah, Chopper, man. Yeah, so we did that for a tribute lightweight for the nephew, not even lightweight, all the way. It just fit together. It was just organic. We already had the song, and it just hit right, and it was right after my nephew passed. So I'm like, bro, we gotta do this. So we just did it like that, bro. It was just natural.
And the one thing I do want to mention, with individuals like yourselves, I love when you guys actually implement your neighborhood, your hood, actually in your guys' music videos, because you can tell during that video that you guys are pretty much just like chilling in your neighborhood, man. It's always cool when you see individuals like yourself actually bring their hometown and bring their streets into the music videos.
Totally, and actually the locations that we did showcase on that visual was all the locations that my nephew hung at. If that makes any sense, it all coincides. So when we did the visuals, we went to all my little spots. My little nephew would post up with his little partners and do his little thing and shit, and we brought that to life, like subliminally, for that concept as far as tributing the song for my nephew Don Chop.
And I do want to say quickly, man, my sincere condolences, man. It's never easy losing a family member, so my condolences, man.
Yeah, phenomenal. You guys check him out, Don Chop. He's on Spotify. He's on Apple, iTunes. He's on all that shit, man. So you guys go check him out, Don Chop. He got a phenomenal songs on there. And he was the next one coming up, man. He was taking notes, and he was gonna be the breadwinner, man. So we still heard about that, but we rocking and rolling, man. We pushing the line for him.
And also, within the past few months, I had the opportunity to interview Bo Rock and C Knight of the Dove Shack, and they were talking about how they're working on a new Dove Shack record. I want to ask you, are you and Big Smoke going to be taking a part in that particular record? And also, what can we expect from that?
I expect nothing but quality music. Definitely a great experience for the people, the listeners. Some organic shit. It's definitely a blessing and a great opportunity for us to showcase us on a bigger platform, because they do have a wider audience, more or less, because they've been in the game for years. So it's just a win-win situation, and it's gonna be organic, and we're gonna rock and roll that motherfucker, bro. We're gonna do what we do, man.
Most definitely. And also, you also mentioned how you guys are working on new material as well. If you could you tell our listeners a bit more about what the Young Dove Shack has planned for us, man? Because I'm excited to hear about some of this.
Okay, so we got an album gonna come out called Make It Make Sense. We got another album come out called Now or Never. Like I said, I got a concept for a solo album, and I think my bro's gonna be doing a solo album too. So I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but they definitely gonna see it when it comes. But we got some just stuff in the woodworks, man. We're cooking it up right now and sharpening it up, and then presenting it, and we're floodgating it. So it's gonna be a lot of projects and songs coming out left and right real soon. So listeners, y'all be ready for it, man. Young Smoke, Big Smoke, the whole shack, man, the whole family, man. We out here and we ain't going nowhere, man. So we be doing what we supposed to do.
So, Young Smoke, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that comes on the station. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And, of course, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay woke from whenever your guys' new records drop.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to shout out to God, first and foremost, to the higher power. We shout out to God, man. Shout out to all the real ones. They know who they are, man. I don't really like the name dropping and stuff, no disrespect, but they know who they are, man. Don Chop, go check out Don Chop, man. My little brother Split Nick, man. We got Conjure Alliance. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, and man, God bless, man. And first and foremost, man, shout out to God first and all my folks that helped me push the issue. You know, they know who they are.
And I want to say, man, if possible, could you just drop your social media handles? That way our listeners can shoot you a follow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Young Dove Shack. I'm Young Smoke _82. And honestly, I don't have any music. I just started up the new page right now. But I'm building on my social media right now. I don't have too many social media. I'm not really a social media dude because I'm not ready to flood the gates with all my music yet. So I'm just sharpening that up right now. So Young Smoke _82. Instagram.
I want to say, Young Smoke, thank you so much for coming up on the radio station, man. Like I told you before we got on the air, man, I've always had a love for G-Funk. I've always had a love for the Dove Shack and the young Dove Shack, man. So I first and foremost want to give a shout out to your brother, Big Smoke, as well, for getting us connected, because without him, I don't think we would have actually got connected, man. So shout out to your brother, Big Smoke.
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Sorry about that. I just want to give a shout out to your brother Big Smoke for actually getting us connected, man, because without him, I don't think this interview would have happened. So shout out to him.
That part. Shout out to Big Smoke. He already know what it is, man. He always take care of the young tycoon, man. And we networking, bro. Like I said, I've been out the way. I just got out of location shit, so I've been out for a little social media and connections and all that shit. So I'm just fighting some little court battles, but we rocking and rolling, bro. But shout out to Big Smoke. Shout out to C Night, SG, T Night, Bo Rock 2 Scoop, Rick Rock, P-Lo, all my folks from the Shack, man. Y'all know who you are. That part.
Most definitely, man. You have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there, man, during this terrible pandemic.
Definitely, man. Y'all stay blessed, man, and stay tuned, man.
Most definitely, man. Whenever the new Dove Shack comes out, you already know I'm going to snag myself a copy, and I'll most definitely spin it up on the radio station.
That's right, man. That's right. We appreciate the support, man, and giving us the opportunity to hop on your platform, man, and spread the news and just keep this relevant, man. Love and blessings your way, bro.
Anytime. You guys are always welcome. Thank you so much, and have yourselves a wonderful night.
God bless, bro. Church.